So here's the thing. You can't generalize from yourself to other people very well. I think like making these inferences about other people where you're thinking like, how come they are so far ahead? Every time you start breaking it down, it doesn't matter what domain it is. You start breaking it down, you start realizing like they're fundamentally different in some sort of way that you can't observe or you don't think about. And so I think it's a little bit nonsense to generalize from people that you're trying to make inferences about to see what you can possibly do in terms of your own life. I think this idea where we try to learn best practices from other people, you're probably not, you're not going to really gather that much information from other people. To give you an example, you might be thinking like, I was just thinking about this. It's like, building this audience on YouTube is taking a long time. And I'm thinking like, oh man, there's only a few people that are paying attention to this. But if I look at this other person over here, they have this big audience. And it looks like they're growing so quickly and all of that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, you know what? That's nonsense to even think about that. They had an underlying audience to begin with. So of course they're going to have a larger audience when they actually sort of show up, right? If you think about all of that kind of stuff, if you think about all the underlying resources somebody has, it's completely different a story than what you're thinking about. And even it could be something really tiny, right? That maybe you're like, oh, this person is, a great programmer. I was thinking about this, like, there was this guy that I knew in my undergrad in engineering, and they were just a really great programmer. It's like, oh man, they're just so gifted, and how are they so ahead with programming, and they understand all of this kind of stuff? Well, it turns out their dad was like a computer programmer, and that's what they did on their spare time, is do computer programming and take computers apart and all of that kind of stuff. Like just even culturally within somebody's family, you think about the differences. So, that's the thing. Like, you can't assume everybody's like you. They're very much not. I'm never going to be a person that's going to get up on the weekend and read academic books and go through and do all of that kind of stuff. That's just not who I am. I've never liked doing that. Where I like getting out and doing things. That's just who I am. I'm not going to sit there and read textbooks all weekend. And there are some people that actually like to do that. That's just not my thing. And so, it's important to think about this. It's like, if this person is so much further ahead, or they're doing so much better than you, and you're trying to generalize, like, what can I do to actually get there? They're probably fundamentally different than you. And so it doesn't make any sense to actually garner that much information from other people. They're likely, and it's likely a far different process than you think. So why even bother thinking about that? Why not just build and group, build the group, or build what you're trying to do yourself, and put together the things that actually make sense for you. And it's a far different process when you're thinking about that, because then you have to sort of craft what you want to do and what your life looks like. So I just encourage you to do that. Just get out there and figure out what you want, and then just keep going and doing that over and over and over again, rather than paying attention to other people. It ain't gonna get you anywhere to pay attention to other people. Just do your thing and learn about what you do. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.